All right, Ruthless fans, yeah, better late than never. I know I'm late, but my entire day has been spent cleaning my room because my gosh, it's been a ridiculous mess ever since last Monday when I got home from Christmas. Between not fully unpacking, fighting a cold, and then shopping yesterday morning, I finally got everything put away. I can finally see my floor again, thank God. So, finally sat down to watch the actual episode. And in a way, I get why. There were some people who said it was really good. There were some people who said it was kind of boring. I find myself a little in the middle. Believe it or not, I'm going to give the episode an 8.5 because there was some funny lines in here. Not to mention the cliffhanger ending. Daikon's face was priceless. So, let's go ahead and do the usual, guys. If you can go ahead and give this video a thumbs up to show you like it. Hit subscribe, click the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. I feel good because my voice feels like it's back at 100%. So let's jump right into it. Now, here's one thing I will mention. I wish there was more of a consistency with episode length because, I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes longer episodes are good, but it kind of throws me off when like one episode might be 40 minutes, but then another one might be like 65. This one was 49 minutes, which wasn't that bad, but, a little bit more consistency would help, but that's just me. We only got 5 episodes left, right? Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4. All right, so basically we pick up where we left off, where Oliver and Lilo are going at it. Lilo dares him to open the trunk, and there's a inflatable girl in the back. I mean, for a second I thought Lilo was Quagmire from Family Guy. So basically, Daikon gets in, out to the front to see what's going on, and Oliver is about to pop a cap in Lilo's ass. So, Daikon of course gets taunted by Lilo as well. Daikon pretty much tells Oliver to back down and let Lilo go through, but Daikon standing his ground, saying that, hey, if you want to come in, you can, but you're not going to see the highest because he's resting right now. But basically, there was a problem with Lacey because, and I'm going to try to censor this as, the best way to put, the cleanest way possible is that Lilo figured out that from the guys Lacey was with, Lacey was not pure because apparently her subway tunnel was not necessarily narrow. That's the best way I can put it. So, there are 2 days for Daikon to round up some new girls who are pure. Basically, it's an ego thing. Like, if he's pimping out these girls, then he doesn't want to pimp out girls who make it easy for guys to put their you-know-whats in because a bigger one was in there before. So, basically, he threatened to, tear the place down. It's like, look, I'm a parole officer. I can put you and Tyrone back in jail. Do you want that? Then you better get right. So he splits. So Daikon goes to see the highest. He's listening to some opera, sad song about love, and pretty much asks if Daikon has ever been in love with a woman before, and that catches Daikon off guard. And he basically tries to duck and dodge the question, and the situation kind of switches gears over to Andrew. The fact that the highest has faith that Andrew will do what he must in order to come back into the fold. So from there, when Daikon's about to leave, because the highest is I think he mentioned that he didn't use his substance in the morning, so he is in high, and he tells Daikon, like, you can tell me the truth when you're ready, in reference to being in love with a woman, because he can smell a woman on Daikon. We go over to the highest. I love these little scenes. I think we only had this scene like this once or twice, but he's, kind of playing around with the kids. They're kind of skipping on the way to school. Ease on down the road. And then the elder mother meets him there. And while the children, are still making their way on down the road, he's talking with elder mother about where's Ruth. He wants to talk with her. And she's like, oh, no, I can go get her. It's like, no, you be with the children. I'll go talk with her myself. And I don't think we actually see those two talk in the episode. I don't think so. So then we go over to Brian checking on Lynn, and she goes to the bathroom, but she comes back out quick, fast, in a hurry because, you know, she lashes out at him to fix the toilet, but it's been fixed because he took a drug test and it's blue, meaning that she has cocaine in her system. She's being aggressive as ever, blaming him for everything that's been going wrong, and when she's like, fine, go to work. Like, no, I wanted to take you to talk to somebody. I ain't going to no damn shrink. No. We're going to talk to your mother and father. Ooh, boy. Let's see how that turns out. So, elder mother catches Zane checking on Paula. She's still not at 100%. And Zane is sent to do her chores unless she wants to get punished again. But, I mean, if there's any excuse to see Rufus for whip, I mean, you know what I mean. So, basically, you know, elder mother taunts Zane, Paula about not drinking the bleach. Apparently finds black stuff in her bed, charcoal. It's like, you stupid girl. You better get up, boy. I'll make you get up. It's like, talk. And it's like, you know, that family member, it's like when you're not feeling well and they ask you 100,000 times to talk. And it's like, I'll never forget this one time I was sick because my dumb sister gave me a cold again. Yeah, not the brush of bronchitis she gave me last week for Christmas, but a few years ago, I got sick based off of her. I remember throwing up for the first time in like a decade, and I haven't thrown up since. I had thrown up in the bathroom. My mom's in the living room. She's screaming, Jeremy! I'm like, first of all, if I'm hurling my guts out, how in the world am I supposed to respond to you? Anyway, I'm sorry. Flashback. I didn't mean to go there. So basically, Paula somehow miraculously gets up and goes to do her chores because basically elder mother's probably going to make the pain worse if she doesn't get up. And then she's like, stupid girl drinking the bleach. Yeah, I don't know. This is like the dementia thing. Look, I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho last night, the Sensui arc. I honestly didn't really like it the first time I watched it, but after doing some watching of YouTubers who have done extensive breakdowns of that arc in Sensui 7 personalities and the biblical background, it's actually pretty in depth. So yeah, good stuff. But in any case, we move over to Oliver, who is still heated. He's at the gate like, I'm about to shoot that mother in the... Basically, he's pissed off about Lilo, and of course he's still worried about Lacey. Clark is like, look, go ahead, take a walk, do perimeter check, you need to cool off. So Daikon steps out and checks to see what's going on because, you know, obviously Oliver, he was like heated, and Clark's like, hey, everything's okay. What about you? Everything's good? Nah, I need you to go. Okay, this was an episode. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Okay. So basically, Daikon wants Clark to find out, and if you watch the episode, you know I'm not making this up. Daikon wants Clark to go around to find who has the biggest dick. I am not making this up. Basically because of the fact that he knows that somebody violated the non-coordination sex. Basically, you can't have sex unless it's, you know, it's a religious thing or whatever. And he basically wants Clark to go around, get all the men, put them in the shower. I mean, it's like a freaking roundup at a police station. Hey, line up the men, you know, and we'll identify the criminals. Like, basically, he's like, right away, sir. And then when Daikon leaves, I can't believe I'm on dick check. I'm like, what the? He even says, like, well, sir, to be fair, you know, some guys are bigger than others naturally. Like, I mean, how are we supposed to tell which one is the, you know, the big one? I mean, Lord have mercy. Okay, so we go over to Ruth checking in on Zane, and basically, you know, Zane lets her know about how elder mother came in, got Paula to get out of bed, and she's worried that Paula might not make it because she's out of bed too early. I think earlier, Zane was trying to, you know, give her some water or whatever. And Ruth, you know, tries to reassure her, like, look, we're going to make it together. And I forgot the name of the mole, the one who was sent by the elder mothers to spy on Tally and Ruth and see if she can trick them into wanting to leave the compound to test their loyalty. Basically, what she said last week about being the one who wrote the letter and gave it to Paula and she wants to escape too, Ruth wanted to check to see if it was legit. Zane was a bit... She feels like she can be trusted, but remember, these are kind of newbies to the Rakadushi cult, so I don't feel like it's a good idea to put a lot of faith in, what Zane, I guess you could say, Zane's judge of character, because for all we know, she could be manipulated without even knowing it, and that could lead to Ruth and Tally's downfall. Because honestly, I feel like instead of trying to cause like a revolt or a movement, they should just stick with their regular plan of just them leaving with their kids, raiding the money bin, and that's it. So I do feel like they're being a bit too trusting, but that's just my opinion. All right, so looking at the other notes, what we got here. Andrew sneaks up on. I did like this scene between Andrew and Oliver. Oliver's doing perimeter, trying to cool off, and Andrew sneaks up on him, knocks him down, takes his gun, helps him back up, and basically explains, hey, I'm gone on a special assignment. Basically, while I'm gone, I need you to watch out for Tally for me. Is like, because I know she'll get a little antsy when I'm not here, and I'll go ahead and return the favor and see if I can check on the situation with Lacey, because I know you two are involved. I don't know exactly what's going on with Lilo when he took her, but I'll see what I can find out. And then from there, there's a lot of people who curse now. And it's like, well, when you start talking like that, you know when you're supposed to be talking like that, brother? Are you losing faith? No, brother. It's like the H word, H-E double hockey sticks. I'm like, I would have been like, well, Lilo pretty much talks how he wants to. Like, well, fair enough. All right, so the next scene, I think this is our first time seeing Brian and Mac interact on screen together. I mean, the last time we had them interacting was over the phone when Brian was about to go back into the compound, but then he was told to turn around. Basically, they're kind of doing a rundown. Brian lets Mac know about the affair between Sarah and Malcolm, the fact that Andrew found out and told Cynthia. And Brian is worried that an affair could compromise the mission. It could get to a point where Malcolm might want to blow whistle on Andrew to get him killed in order to have Sarah for himself. Mac doesn't want to believe Malcolm would stoop that low. And Brian, kind of just goes back to work, and Mac leaves Malcolm a voicemail saying that he needs to see him the moment he gets into the office. So we go back up to the police station, the sheriff's office. Sheriff walks in, and Polk is just ready to leave. Like, hey, I'm ready to go. Hey, grab me some coffee. You still got one more hour on the clock. He gets to his office, and remember, this is where Melinda and Polk were starting to make love until he passed out from eating that food. And then it was Clark, another Acadouche member, and Melinda were tearing up the office trying to find all the files and information that the local sheriff department has on the Acadouches. And the sheriff, who has a nose like a bloodhound, which is kind of funny because he can smell the perfume, yet he couldn't smell the, I guess you could say, hidden goodies that Elder Mother put in the food that he got high off of earlier this season. But then again, he's telling Poe, like, who'd you have up in here? What are you talking about? It must have been, what was it, Lace? Not, was it Natalie or who? Or, yeah, but basically the woman who works at the station, because he can smell the perfume. Was like, I ain't had nobody up in here. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm going to go home, man. I'm tired. All right. He was like, yeah, no, smell perfume up in here. So Tally is talking with, I believe Yancey is the name of the guy who is fixing up the bus. Basically, she kind of like is bribing him with a drink. Is like, I got this from the kitchen. You know, the highest preaches against that. You like being punished? No. I mean, she was like being nice flirtatiously, but basically Yancey knows it's about something she wants, but she doesn't want anything. So as soon as he's done, she takes the jar and leaves. And I think she dumps it in the toilet or something like that. And then we move to the next scene. Ruth checks on Paula, seeing that she's still in pain, and she gives her something to, ease it. And she apologizes for being rough with her a few episodes ago, which pretty much led to the breakdown, leading to her drinking the bleach. And she says not to trust the mole, the woman who said that she allegedly wrote the letter. And, Ruth again tells her, just hang in there, we'll get out of here. And then the other elder mother comes in and tells Ruth to leave, calls her out for wandering around, basically being places that you shouldn't be. And then she walks off. Then we get to River running into Ruth and then talks to her about the highest. And it's kind of a funny exchange here because it's like, you smell good. Yes, I use lemon and jasmine, but I don't let the other women use it. And basically is like, wait, I smelled that on you. Yes, I was using your soap. That's for women, right? Are we all not women? Look, I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell you this. Think what you will. Have I used women body wash before? Yes, but only when I was at home and there was no other option. I ain't gonna lie. Women, y'all, no wonder, man, we lose our damn mind. Because it's like, you know what? I'm going to have flashbacks here. Like, I just remember the days of like working in the office or just being on college campus. And then that's why I love girls with long hair. Especially like if you just washed it and it's still wet and it's like it has that smell. And I'm like, ah! So, okay, let me stop. Whew, flashback. Anyway, so River's basically telling Roof like, hey, there's some rumors circulating between the men here about what the highest in his perception is towards women versus men, and the fact that I suggest that, he might want to take a wife, and I recommend you. You're new here. It's not a good idea to suggest that. Hey, he's meditating that right now. Don't tell anybody about it, especially Tally, because I know you talk to her, and we'll punish her if we feel like you tell her. It's like, okay, fine. And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, I know that men are, I guess you could say, over women be in this cult, but given that Roof is an elder, I guess because River is kind of like the left hand man if Daikon is the right hand man, so basically he feels like he can tell Roof whatever, even though again she's an elder. But like I said, women are looked down upon in the compound. Then that kind of contradicts what River said about, are we all not women? Yeah, that's actually a contradiction there. Yeah, River. So basically, when he walks off, I think Roof's like, this motherfucker. I love how she stopped herself and then she like looked around and smiled. It's kind of like, like if a grandmother or somebody cursed in church, like, oops, hey, praise the Lord. So I think that's like, a lot of people had like funny one-liners in this episode. So the episode ends with River going to see the highest and basically notices the highest is in good spirits and he's not high. Ironically enough, because he didn't do drugs. And the highest whole thing is like, I don't have a dependency on it. I'm like, bruh, yes you do. But he's the highest, so he's above mortal men. So him and River talk for a little while, and basically the smell that he likes is the smell of Roof. So I feel like this is probably part of River's plan. It's like, oh, the highest, you like this smell? Well, guess who wears it all the time? Roof. And I recommend her. So the highest is like, let me go for a walk. Because the highest is like, are you sure that she's pure? And then River's like, of course, she wants to move on up. I mean, why would she not be pure? So the highest goes for a walk, and, River goes his own way. Daikon approaches the highest as he's about to come out to the house. I think the highest said he wanted to just go, be with the children for a little while. And this was at a point where I just stopped looking at the clock. I thought we had maybe 10 more minutes left, but no, Daikon is pretty much interrogated by the highest about how I know you're lying about the whole thing about not being with a woman and everything. I don't really know how to describe this scene other than the highest is really going in on Daikon because of the fact that he knows he's lying. So he punches. He's like, you gonna make me say it? Look, what's the name of that flower? Like, what? I don't know what to talk. Boom, knocks him to the ground. He's like, are you effing Roof? And then Daikon's face. That was the end of the episode. I was laughing my ass off. And then I think we hear a lot of people going, so obviously the highest does this in front of a lot of people. So basically he outed Daikon and possibly Roof. So a lot of questions are going to be raised. But obviously, given the continuity of the Oval and Roof is still in the compound, the Rakadushi, nothing happens to her. But this ain't going to be too good. Let's just see how it happens next. But I'll give this episode an 8.5. I think what really sold this episode for me was that we got a lot of characters who I felt like we haven't seen a lot of. Like it's good to see the sheriff again. Brian talking with Mac. Andrew, that sneak move on Oliver. The highest, Daikon and River has some good scenes. And yeah, I still feel like this back half of the season is a bit repetitive with, Roof and Tally just checking in on different people, seeing who they can trust and whatnot. Thankfully, that didn't take up too much of the episode, which is why I feel like it's definitely worthy of an 8.5. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of the episode? Do you think the score I gave was too high, too low, or do you agree with it? And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.